the problem of absorption. So many of today's supplements are less effective due to their inability to be absorbed naturally by the body. Using our own proprietary hydrostat nano delivery breakthrough, we reduce the particle size of critical nutrients smaller than ever before, allowing them to absorb in your mouth while swishing for 30 seconds or more. Glutathione is your body's master antioxidant. It's responsible for boosting your energy, detoxifying cells, reducing inflammation, and boosting the immune system. If glutathione is so amazing, why have you never heard of it? Because glutathione is extremely fragile, and if taken orally, it will be destroyed via the digestive process, rendering it virtually useless to the body, until now. NutraSwish applies nanotechnology to achieve maximum absorption. Now, glutathione and other nutrients can be absorbed simply and quickly by swishing in the mouth instead of being destroyed in the stomach. Using this same nanotechnology, we've created the ultimate skincare product, Numi Skin. We've been able to achieve unparalleled absorption for key ingredients, including collagen, hyaluronic acid, and more. Some of the top skin experts in the world work together to create the ultimate blend of skin-enhancing nanonutrients, creating the most amazing before and after results. With our nano solution, you no longer have to wait months to experience the effects of skincare and supplementation. Our customers are noticing a difference within a matter of days. Don't wait to look, feel, and live your best life. A new you starts with Numi.
Hi, welcome back to another Dr. Shante video. This video is basically sharing what I do for general health maintenance. Well, in addition to just eating healthy, I take supplements. I take them habitually. The first supplement on the list is a multivitamin. A good multivitamin from A to zinc. That is what I take. I take it in the form of a hair, skin, and nail vitamin, but a multivitamin is suffice. The next thing is I take omega-3. I don't do the fish oil cap. I do this in a liquid because this is one of the 3 macronutrients that we need, right? We need carbohydrates, proteins, fatty acids. Okay, that's how I do that. In addition to taking a probiotic, I take prebiotics. I may take the prebiotics more frequently than the probiotics, and I can go over later the why to that. And I also take digestive enzymes. Those are the main things I take. Additional supplements that I take a superfood powder, and I have this much of water inside of the bottle before I put like 1 or 2 teaspoons of that powder in there. I'll make a separate video talking about it because it has so much benefit, but this is also something that I use on a daily basis. The definition of a holistic view is that all aspects of people's needs, psychological, physical, and social, should be taken into account and seen as a whole. Holistic relationships is leading the charge and sparking real conversations that transcend the ordinary, aiming not only to explore life's intricate facets, but also to inspire positive change and cultivate better approaches to every topic we touch. In the realm of love and relationships, marriage and divorce, parenting struggles and single parenting triumphs, toxic relationships, and the liberating journey out of codependence, our goal is crystal clear. We are architects of change, crafting blueprints for better, more holistic relationships that stand the test of time. This isn't just a show or podcast. It is a movement. Each show is an invitation to recalibrate one's perspective, to rethink conventional norms, and to embark on a journey towards a more fulfilling life. From the nuanced dance of co-parenting to the empowering pursuit of self-confidence, we are here to guide you towards positive transformation, empowerment of self and others, setting goals, building legacies, and collecting fortune with purpose. Holistic relationships is more than a show, it's a philosophy. We navigate the complex terrain of aging gracefully and achieving optimal health and weight loss, shedding light on compatibility in relationships and imparting wisdom on the art of dating and courtship. Join us as we forge a community committed to positive change, where every conversation is a catalyst for growth, every revelation is a step towards understanding, and every piece of advice is a key to unlocking a more holistic and fulfilling life. Welcome to Holistic Relationships, where the pursuit of better, more meaningful connections begin, and positive change is not just encouraged, but celebrated. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Holistic Relationships show. You know, a couple weeks ago, I went to my grandfather's funeral. And you know how you're sitting around and just get to see everybody? You know, everyone likes to throw around that term that family needs to come together more than just the occasion of death, that we need to get together, spend more time with each other under better circumstances than death. And it shouldn't be the funerals that we get the chance to see each other. And as great as a cliche statement as that is, realistically, how can you, especially if you live in separate states, separate cities, separate sides of cities, especially a large city like Chicago, how can you? Because your family is more than what I would define as your family of origin. What about your extended family? And then the families that you create through marriage and through and with a significant other, right? So yes, it's real easy to say that we should try to do something once a month, or with just understanding that once a month, time moves different for everybody. That once a month for one person can feel like once a week. It can feel different for another family member that has a lot going on, has a lot more going on. And this isn't not a shot to anybody. It's not a stab. It's not a jab. It's not to speak down. It's not for that. Not at all. But once a month, once every few, especially something that's 4 weeks time. That's a small window of time. All you need is a child to have a fever 2 days out of that week, and now your month just got reduced to a matter of fewer weeks. And then thinking about your work schedule and just thinking about the day-to-day schedule, like what the heck are we gonna eat today? All of those things that come into play or come into question when you're thinking about that. So time moves different for all of us. Some of us have those type of jobs and schedules where you're off on the weekends. Maybe you're off, you have a little, but some of us do a hell of a lot more than others. Some people just going to work and they coming home and watching a reality TV show. And it is what it is. And I'm not trying to speak down on anyone. Again, it's not a stab, no shade. But when you're thinking that, but I was just listening to the people who said it. I didn't participate in that conversation. I was just kind of ear hustling, like, that's interesting. I didn't give my viewpoint because I don't want to make anybody feel bad or stupid or anything. I didn't want to offend or insult anyone. And the thought that I'm sharing on the holistic relationship topic today, especially family gatherings, meeting under bad circumstances and funerals. So it's me, but isn't that what holidays are for too? Birthdays? Aren't those the better circumstances to meet family on? In addition to funerals, because guess what? People die. Death is a part of life. We know that we're going to come together for a funeral, then hey, take what we can. We don't know how many more trips around the sun we got. I'll take it. If that means I got a chance to see you and take some pictures with you and eat and laugh and drink with you at a funeral, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain and say, man, we really need to do more together. How? Some of us got 2 jobs, 3 kids, significant others, spouses, businesses. No. That's why an annual family reunion is a great thing to do. And that will be the designated time to get together to see family. And then when you're in closer proximity with other family members than others, that's what birthdays could be for. But if you decide to spend your birthday traveling, going to an island or something, that could have been an opportunity that under better circumstances that you could have been spending with your family. Or you could still do something, plan something where your family can still be a part of that and your birthday experience everywhere. And that's something that you can do. We can do. Those would be considered the better circumstances. Even the holidays. If someone decides that they don't want to do this or cook or contribute to cook, that's the better circumstance. That's where you see your family. Why? Especially if it's a federal holiday, chances are they'll have it all. Now you're not trying to work through everybody's work schedule. There's a chance that we're off on a federal holiday. We can all get together, see each other. Chances are we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to do that. Birthdays, that may be, a little different to manage around and maneuver around, but definitely holidays. And then also, unfortunate circumstances, the funerals. It is what it is. Yes, we would like to be able to do things, but the bigger your family is, the more extended those relatives are. It's challenging to do. So to me, that's never been a fair statement when I hear it, when I heard people say it, and I've heard a number of people over the years say it, but I always used to think, but how realistic is it? It's a great thought, but that's also the thought of someone living inside their bubble, living their existence. And forever who can't participate on a monthly or meet us with the family, then hey, more power to you if you can. But is it feasible? Maybe once if you want to do something like that because it's more spread out. It could be planned ahead of time and well intentioned to participate. I think something like monthly could be a little bit too much pressure, personally, because I know 3 weeks the way it moves with me, I can blink and look up and it's the next month and I'm like, oh shoot, okay, which one of y'all just kicked me? It's just like one of those movements for me. Time just moves so different for me in comparison to other people's where their think is moving slow. It just doesn't move that way for me. I have so many things that have going on and it's all good. It's all good and I love it. And I wouldn't trade any of it for the world. I love my life. I love the things that I'm involved in and the different things that I participate in and the different things that I have dedicated myself to, the things that I define as my purpose. I wake up every day excited to get to it. And I have my days too where I'm like, oh my God, I can't deal with any of that. I just want to watch Netflix. I don't want to have to do anything. I want to relax and regroup and do what I do. I have those moments. But for the most part, I enjoy my life. I enjoy that time. And I would love to be able to have more time with family and do things with family. But I think that in my opinion, the better circumstances to be able to see family and to join family are the holidays first, and then the birthdays. And then comes funerals. And then things we plan, the family reunions, the things that can be planned to be done once a year. And then for those who live around each other, doing something quarterly every few months, that's something that makes sense to do. Something monthly, I think, is too crammed, too soon to pop up, because that month could have been a wisp away, and then you over here trying to plan something, and now you feel obligated. Now it feels like a chore. So that's why I think a month, it's just not realistic. I'm not mentioning it to say that it was said to me personally. I just something I had overheard that somebody else did where their family do something once a month, and I was just like, oh well. And then, but you know what? I don't know if I want to use the word that they were trying to brag. That's not the word, because I don't think that's what their intention was. I don't think that they were trying to brag about the fact that their family or their family dynamic was where they're able to do something with all the members of their family once a month. I don't think that was their intention behind it, but it was just the fact that they were sharing it. But if I were to say how to apply it in my own family, it just doesn't seem realistic. It's like an obtainable goal to me to be able to pull something up. I mean, because who's planning all of these get-togethers and socials? Event planning is a piece of work. It is something more to event planning. You need time and energy to do that. And if everybody got kids, then the people who do the event planning isn't technology savvy and not able to use the technology to help get the word out. Because there's some family members that still ain't at Facebook or Instagram, or they still a little slow on texting people. They still complaining that you're texting too much, that you want you to call them all the time. And then to me, it's just, well, how does it become more feasible? Realistically, how does that look? And it goes back to what I'm saying when I say what looks realistic is we're going to do this like annual family reunions. If we were just to choose what would be better circumstances, meeting under better circumstances, that could be that annual family reunion. That would be the holidays that come throughout the year. That will be the birthday parties for family members who care to throw themselves a birthday party, or people who want to throw one for that person. And inviting a family to come to that. And then when you just want to do something a little extra, maybe every 3 to 6 months, just to throw in, a little family thing to do that someone plans to do, and everybody just participates in it, so that we're not just meeting up under the circumstances of a funeral. That's what I would suggest, not just for my family, but other families, the viewers, the people who are watching today. What are better circumstances to meet under? What are the better circumstances? Just to reiterate, better circumstances. One example, starting with the annual family reunion. That's a better circumstance than a funeral, and an opportunity for everyone to get together, to come socialize, enjoy each other with food and things, and just gain more memories. That is a better circumstance than a funeral. What else is a better circumstance than a funeral? When you're celebrating the holidays. There's at least 5 holidays I can think off the top of my head throughout the year. It's probably a little bit more than that, but just for the sake of just throwing out a number, I'm thinking of 5. 5 holidays already within the year, which give you 5 opportunities to meet and gather with your family under better circumstances, which is better than a funeral. Holidays. The next thing on the list, the family members' birthdays. Those who want to plan and throw birthday parties for family members, and those who like to do it themselves. And then alerting the family and telling the family that this thing is taking place at this time, this location, and that's a better circumstance to come out and socialize and being for your family. And then the last thing that I was saying, and then you just want a little extra oomph on it to do things with the family, then that's when you come in and plan something outside of all those other things. Something to be additional to do with the family. That thing, as opposed to being a monthly activity, maybe make it a quarterly activity, whereas every 3 months, or semi-annually, whereas every 6 months. For some families, if you guys want to go for broke and you want to do it every once a month, more power to you. But usually, you're going to find people fall off on it, especially if they feel like if it's a chore. It has to be something enjoyable and that people want and they want to look forward to, and not feel like they have to do it or they ain't family or they ain't part of the family, or that's why I spread it out to quarterly, every 3 months or something like that. It could be every 2 months, but the point is, it could be a little bit too much pressure if it's monthly. It just doesn't seem real to me. But it doesn't mean it's not possible. I don't want to give that impression at all. It could be possible for your family structure. It could totally make sense. If it's my idea and I just think about the things on my plate, and I have a small child, I take care of parents, I just think about, my life and how it's set up, something monthly, I wouldn't be able to attend that. And I won't even pretend to act like I can participate, because it's just not real to me in the grand scope of things. Not when this thing that we call life. We got things that pop up. You can get sick, your schedule get thrown off. It's, you just got things that you have to do. And time gets away from you to be able to fit that in. But that's something we can all strive for. Why not? I mean, obviously not if another family member lives in another state. Obviously not. But say you did plan something every 3 months or twice a year or something like that. That gives the people who are family that are out of town the opportunity to plan to participate in an activity like that, to plan for it. They could be like, okay, fam, okay, we do these holidays, boom, 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 boom. Who house is going to be at for this, and this. And we know in the beginning of the year, bam, this is where we're going. This is how we're going to do it. God willing, we're able to do it and pull it off. But at least we plan for it. At least we have an intention to do it. And then, and all those extras that come about, the birthday parties and the annual reunion, which should probably come into play too, not just the holidays, but people tend to like those holidays too. You know, and those are all better circumstances because we know people are going to pass. We don't know when our number is up. We don't know when our time is up, but we do know it will be up one day. And then we know that we're going to be meeting under those circumstances anyway. So for all of you watching and listening out there, and you want to think of what are better circumstances to meet with the family and not just funeral, I've named quite a few already, examples that you could take back to your family and say, hey, this is something that we all need to do. And that is what I believe. And then you'll be able to satisfy that we do more together. I mean, I don't think that it's intentional. I think it's unconscious that we're not meeting up and doing things with each other as often as we think we should. And then maybe the first approach to this is to not have an expectation that it should be that way, because that puts undue pressure on. But at least have the intention to say, this is how we would like it to be. Much more easier to do something that you want to do than feeling obligated to do. Especially when you're looking forward to it. That would be my recommendation, people. That's what I got. Hey, like I said before, I'll take it how I can get it. At this point in my life, I'm not so picky or choosy about how we get together. It's always a pleasure to see my family and spend time with them and hang out with them. It's always a pleasure. And it's never enough time. We always want more time with, and that's just how it is. But realistically, especially for those of us that are cousins that we grew up playing together and we didn't grown up and we got kids and jobs and spouses and we got all this other stuff that we got to do, it's never enough time. And we enjoy it, and I can just take whatever time I can with my family. And if that means I only see them when it's a funeral or then get together, I take it. Get my little charger going, And it's still going to be a pleasure to see them. And if I'm able to make it to some things throughout the year, I'll make every effort I can to do that. And it will still be a pleasure. You got a birthday party? Hey, let me know. I try to make it. I do what I can. If it's family reunion, hey, let me know. I do everything I can to attend. I sure will. And hopefully I can get some things off my plate. I could be the one planning these events and making sure that they actually get pulled off, because I know how to plan for events. I also know that there's a lot of work to do, so I'm not as quick to volunteer right now, with everything out of my plate. And I'm not saying that others wouldn't help or anything. I'm just saying it's something, That's why I say I'll take it. I'll take the family get-togethers. I'll take them how I can get them, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for the people that I get to see when I get to see them, and again, it's always a pleasure. For those of you out there listening and you're feeling that way and you're having that sentiment because you want your family to do more, then you got to become the event planner. If you're not satisfied with how often you and your family meet up, you take the helm. You take the wheel and create that space so that it can take place more frequently. Because everybody else, they're probably cool with the way it is. They're all right. They cool. But if you're out there listening and you really feel like, but no, we need to be doing more, we need to be doing this, then you take the helm. You do it. Become the family event planner. You do it. Create that space so that your family can come. I'm sure if they're invited to it, they'll come. But most of us, we understand. And then the more up in years that you hear, they did that in their day. They're tired. They don't want to have to do it no more. They just want to show up. So if you're the younger people of the generation, the ones in my generation, it's time for us to take the wheel. We have to do this, and we are becoming the aunties, and it's on us to do. That's just the way that I feel. It's on us to do. So rather than complaining about the fact that nobody else is doing it because they're older now, why do they need to keep doing it? At some point in time, they're going to have to pass the mantle on and pass it, over to the next generation that has to do it, and be able to be the example and to be able to show our children that this is the thing that needs to be done. We can't just be complaining about stuff. We have to do something about it. And be the example. Create this space for our children to be able to be like, man, when I was growing up, I was able to do this, and my family did that. That is how you become intentional and meeting up with your family under better circumstances. It's inevitable we're going to have to meet at funerals. Those are the less than desirable circumstances, but we're going to have to meet up and pay that honor and respect to the matriarchs and patriarchs of our family. And wish them well as they move on and transition on with the ancestors. So we're going to have to do that for them, those homegoing services and way that we do the memorials and however you want to describe it. We know we're going to meet up for that anyway. So we're just going to have a few other memories that aren't just funerals. There'll be some others, can be some others, better circumstances that we all meet up on. As always, I welcome commentary. I welcome different perspectives, engagement. I'm so grateful for those of you who are on the platform for Holistic Relationships, your support. Oh my God, I am just so grateful for you. The viewers, the listeners, the people who subscribed and followed. Thank you so much for your participation and your engagement in this, because the whole point of Holistic Relationships is to come together to talk about these type of topics that deals with different and various types of relationships that we have in this thing we call life. And so that we can walk out of things with better relationships, better outcomes, better outlooks, better perspectives. I didn't say perfect, there's no such thing, just better. We can always better our best. So it's always room for improvement. And that is our goal here. And to have something also to pass on to the generation behind us, to give them something. Well, that's it for today's holistic relationship topic, family meeting under better circumstances. I will see you all in the next holistic relationships. And until next time.